Howdy everyone, it's Andy from Zeldom. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I'm just going to take a moment out of my day to share some personal updates with y'all and the future direction of this channel. Some of you guys might have noticed that I've only uploaded a couple of videos over the last year. There are reasons for this, and I believe it's about time I share these with y'all. Last year, I graduated with my bachelor's in electrical engineering and started working a full-time engineering job. And as such, I've been doing pretty well, but as you can imagine, it's difficult to balance work, content creation, and my personal life. Lately, I've been setting some goals to further develop my skills as an engineer and develop hobbies that are more productive than just gaming. So unfortunately for this channel, most of my free time has been dedicated to that. In addition to all this, I'm going to start pursuing my master's degree in engineering at Johns Hopkins University this fall, all while working my full-time job. As such, I won't have much time to spend on researching video topics and Zelda lore like I used to, writing scripts, recording voiceovers, and editing my own videos. Creating a single video takes a lot of time, and unfortunately, it's just not something I can continue to do on a regular basis. Despite these changes though, I do want to clarify that Zeldom is not coming to an end. While I may only be able to upload videos infrequently, I will continue to live stream like I've been doing for the past year or so. But aside from my lack of free time, another thing that's demotivated me from Zelda content is how Tears of the Kingdom revealed Nintendo's plans for the franchise going forward. As a whole, I did enjoy Tears of the Kingdom and think it makes an enjoyable standalone game. However, it became apparent to me that Nintendo intends to keep producing games that have their own independent lore, which is thematically connected, yet canonically isolated from the rest of the franchise. I became an uber Zelda fan after playing Skyward Sword for the first time back in 2014. Although some may have their complaints about its gameplay, I think Skyward Sword was actually a significant step forward for the continuity of the franchise's lore. For once, it seemed like Nintendo's primary focus was to develop the existing lore of the franchise and create an origin story for it all, even if it was at the expense of the gameplay. Afterwards, Nintendo at least showed they were trying to create a continuous world for the franchise with the releases of the Hyrule Historia and Encyclopedia. Breath of the Wild, though, was a disruption to all this because it was so isolated from the rest of the series. But when I started this channel, I, probably like the rest of you, held out hope that Tears of the Kingdom would tie the world of Breath of the Wild to the rest of the series. However, it just didn't deliver. In fact, us theorists have struggled to come up with any solid theories because it's clear, considering both canon and Nintendo's development trends, that there won't be a connection between the titles. Nintendo can keep claiming that fans just have to come up with their own answers, but that's just them shirking their own responsibility. Sure, it's a fictional world, and technically anything is possible, but with as much ambiguity as Tears of the Kingdom presented to the concept of a franchise timeline, there isn't going to be a rational solution. Diving into the lore of the franchise and trying to unravel the mysteries is what made me fall in love with this franchise, but Nintendo's decisions have stifled my inspiration now that it's clear there will never be a continuous canon story. But in spite of this, I still see potential in the Zelda franchise. However, my faith in Nintendo's ability to utilize this potential has just about dried up. After realizing this, I've decided to shift my focus from producing videos based on the lore provided by Nintendo to creating my own adaptations. Moving forward, I'm going to dedicate what time I can afford to write a Zelda screenplay with the hopes of eventually bringing it to life as a full animated series for the channel, similar to the projects seen on other Zelda animation channels, such as Rowan Link and Major Link. Given my busy schedule, progress might be slow, but I've set some goals to ensure steady progress, and I'll keep you guys updated along the way. My main concern with this idea is finding a way to affordably animate and publish my story adaptations without facing copyright issues or legal action from Nintendo. This will be a challenge I need to navigate carefully, but in the meantime, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this animated screenplay concept. If you're interested, please let me know which game you'd like to see adapted first. I'm currently planning to start with Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time, then explore the Child timeline covering Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, which happen to be my 4 favorite games in terms of story. Building this channel over the past few years has been a great experience for me, and while I'm not ready to give it up entirely, I am shifting gears by stepping away from my role as a Zelda theorist, but I will continue to be active through live streams and the occasional video release. Meanwhile, I'll be dedicating my time to this screenplay concept. My goal is to have a script ready for an entire series within the next year, though I'll keep you updated on that progress. Again, I cannot overstate my gratitude for your guys' support over the years. If you're interested in this screenplay idea, please feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And with that said, thank you all. Seldom out.